Can you guys see me? I can't see myself. That's weird. I've disappeared. All right, here I am. How's everybody doing tonight? We got a lot to talk about. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the basement. It's Saturday night. I don't know that I'll do a live stream tomorrow, Super Bowl Sunday, and we've got basketball, so I wanted to hop on here tonight because I had something. I have a brand new shirt, just came in the mail. Well, it was somebody else's shirt. I bought it on eBay, and anyway, wanted to say hello, and I've got some important information to share with you. Very interesting. Could we see gold mining stocks go up by 10 times in value? I'm going to show you in no uncertain terms why that could be the case. Hello, Neil. Good to see you, buddy. Hello, Snakebite. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. Let's dive right in. We're going to learn, well, maybe you know this already, but we're going to learn some new information that I think every silver and gold investor should at least have a general knowledge of, right? Let's dig in. I need to get started. Who called $3,000 gold just this afternoon as I was watching him on YouTube? Which analyst says we could see $3,000 gold and see it during the first 2/3 of the year? I think that would be through August. We're going to talk about that. But even more importantly, we're going to talk about some gold mining stocks and how gold mining stocks could go up by 10 or even 20, 30 times in value. Could. I want to emphasize that. I'm not giving financial advice. I'm not telling you what to buy or sell. I'm not recommending you get engaged, adopt a puppy, anything like that. I'm just telling you what could happen, but I want to show you some hard data that shows that it's really not that far out of the realm of possibilities. Even bigger returns could be possible. Let's dig right in because there's a concept that all precious metals investors, I think, need to be familiar with. A term, you've heard it all the time. Have you heard of the gold bugs index? Have you heard of that? The HUI. First thing we're going to learn tonight, the HUI, the Huey index, and the gold bugs index, they're exactly the same thing. Just two different terms for the same thing. And they're an index. Have you heard of the S&P 500 index, the NASDAQ index? Well, the Huey, the HUI, also known as the gold bugs index, is also an index. The S&P 500 measures the value of a group of what? 500 companies, I imagine? The Wilshire 2000 does the same thing. The HUI index measures the value, the combined value of 16. Now, this all has to do with making 10 times your money in gold mining stocks and the ability for gold to maybe go to 3,000, but also possibly, we're going to look at the dark side, guys. We'll just round down and say 1,000. I don't think gold will get to 1,000, but I'll show you how, based upon historical data, we cannot rule out anything. Anyhow, the Huey index, the gold bugs index, it is a combination of the 16 largest gold mining companies and silver mining companies, because I believe Hecla's in there as well. And it combines their value and creates an index, a number, just like the S&P 500 is a number above 5,000 right now. The Huey, the gold bugs index, is right around 200 right now. I think officially it closed at 211 on Friday. But again, that's the 16 biggest gold mining and silver mining companies. But a big key component of it is that they are not hedged, meaning they haven't taken out fancy derivative insurance policies past 18 months on their production. So there, you learned something new, but it gets fascinating from there, guys, because yes, the Huey index, the gold bugs index, bugs, by the way, stands for gold bugs index. Bugs, we love our acronyms. Bugs stands for basket of unhedged gold stocks. Bugs. Now, that sits around 200. There's a and this index has been around for, I believe, almost 30 years, since about 1990. Here, I got a chart I can show you. That's the gold bugs index, okay? And as you can see, it starts around 1990, 1995. So it's been out for about 30 years. This is where we are now, down here, near an all-time low. We talked about that this morning. We've been that low before. Hello, Nigel. Thank you. Add some euros. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. Hey, guys, while you're here, give me a thumbs up, please. That helps get the word out to more people. And subscribing to the channel is always appreciated. I won't beg you. You know, I'd prefer you subscribe. That helps, and turn on the bell notifications. Thank you, Nigel Connor, for that super chat. This is critical. We're going to come back to this later. But right now, this is the Huey index, okay? It's a ratio, the Huey index compared to gold. So that's the next thing we need to learn, the difference between an index and a ratio, because this chart here is actually the ratio, okay? Hey, thank you, Justin. Wow. Coming out of the Silver Academy, not the Silver Institute. Yeah, the John Forrest Little is putting out some very interesting articles from the Silver Academy, and you can go check that out on Substack as well. Subscribe, and you'll get emails every day with some interesting articles written by John Forrest Little at the Silver Academy. He's actually been on the channel a few times. Great guy. If you go over there, make sure you tell him you're a basement dweller and say hello. Now back to our classroom, guys. This is how I'm going to show you simply how gold mining stocks are so undervalued, and they offer unbelievable potential. Don't make any financial decisions based on anything I'm saying for some serious capital appreciation. So the index is the group of stocks. That's an index. A ratio compares that number. Remember I said it's about 200 right now. Compares that number to the price of gold. That is the Huey to gold ratio. And it says that right up there in the pink I have highlighted. So that takes the $200 Huey index level and compares it to gold. So it's 200 over 2,000, which is just about equal to 0.10, which is right there. Now, if you look at this chart, we reached 0.10. I believe that was that was during the C-19 crisis. We also reached it here during 2016, during like the worst bear market, well, about as bad as we have now. And it also reached it back in 2001. Excuse me. I believe that was when silver was selling for like $5 per ounce. So what that tells us, okay, what that tells us in no uncertain terms is that gold stocks are priced at traditional low levels. The ratio has gotten as high as 0.65 at times in the past, okay? And again, this takes, and we're going to talk about why the gold mining stocks are such unbelievable values. But if we look at this, hold on one second. Excuse me. If we look at this and realize that right now, the value of gold mining stocks, the Huey index, is at 0.1. That's as low as it's ever been. It's been as high as 0.65. Now, let me throw out a hypothetical situation for you. Could we get to $3,000 gold? Nobody's talking about it anymore. You hear some people talk about 2,500. I talk about 2,600 by May. Clock is ticking. David Hunter, I was listening to him this afternoon. He's a bit controversial, but nonetheless, if the price of gold goes to 3,000 and the Huey index goes just back to its all-time high of 0.66, that would mean that the ratio went to 0.66. That would give us a Huey index of 2,000. That would be a 10-time increase. What I pointed out was That's the big stocks. The Huey index is made up of the big stocks, the 16 biggest stocks. The junior mining stocks, the mid-sized stocks, always outperform and could outperform by a factor of 2 or 3. That's why we hear about junior mining stocks during bull markets going up sometimes 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I've even heard stories of 100 times. Not making any predictions. I'm just sharing with you, looking at the numbers, where things could go. And they could go very, very high. Remember, guys, this is not normal. Okay? This is not normal. Gold at an all-time high and the gold mining stocks at really all-time low. Okay? That is not a normal, healthy market situation. Again, David Hunter is calling for $3,000 gold. You hear some people call for $4,000 or $5,000 gold. I mean, think about if we went to $4,000 gold and the Huey index went to 0.5, right? Then again, the Huey ratio. I keep screwing that up myself. There's a difference between an index and a ratio. The index is the grouping of the 16 largest mining stocks, the Huey. The ratio compares the index to the price of gold. And if we did get a $4,000 gold price, which some of us think is not out of the realm of possibility, and the ratio went to 0.5, which, look, here's 0.5. We spent a lot of time in that range up here. That's about right here. A lot of years in that range. If that ratio was 0.5 at a $4,000 gold price, again, we are at a $200 Huey ratio. I got more to talk about. Somebody got really mad at me on another channel. I'm going to talk about that. I also want to mention why these gold stocks are just such an unbelievable value. Let me just run through this very, very quickly. Most of them, okay, especially the junior exploration and development companies, have almost no debt. Okay, people say, oh, they're going to go out of business. Oh, they're going to go bankrupt. It's going to be very difficult, right? They do have to raise money. They do have to dilute their shareholders, right? A lot of them to continue with their exploration and development work. But it will be very difficult for them to go out of business. Even back in December, a lot of the small mining companies were able to raise enough money easily and were oversubscribed to continue their operations into 2024. So the threat of the companies to go out of business is minimal, and most of them have very little debt. Some of the big miners do have debt, right? No doubt about it. And also, though, a lot of the big miners are generating high levels of cash flow and profit. Now, our channel sponsor, Fortuna, is one of those companies. They're generating solid cash flow, good net income, paying off debt, right? That's what's because the gold price is so high, and Fortuna mines mostly gold. Their name's Fortuna Silver because that's where they started as a silver miner, but they pivoted into gold. And at $2,000 gold, gold miners are making a lot of money. Not so much the case on silver. You know, it costs about $20 per ounce to get an ounce of silver out of the ground. And don't we talk about that all the time? Like, as one of the factors of why we think silver is so undervalued. But nonetheless, the mining companies are generating substantial profit and cash flow, okay? Most of these mining companies, when you look at the assets they own and you take out the debt, you reduce their assets by debt. That's called net tangible assets. Many of them are selling at market caps that are lower than the asset values that they own. It'd be like if you went to buy a business from someone, a profitable, let's say, diner, and it had the diner that was making money, had management in place, all that good stuff, and the real estate was worth $1.4 million, but you could buy everything, the business and the real estate, for $1 million. That really is the case right now with a lot of these, especially mid-size and junior mining companies, okay? And the exploration companies, right? Or the development companies. A lot of them have just millions and millions of ounces of silver and gold in the ground in good jurisdictions, right? They've already spent tens of millions of dollars drilling out these deposits and determining them and putting them together. And you can buy it right now with the valuations the way they are at a fraction of the amount of money that was spent to discover and to develop these deposits. One of those companies is another channel sponsor, First Mining Gold. They have two 5 million ounce projects in Canada, development stage projects. They've already established the gold is there. Two 5 million ounce projects, one in Ontario, called Spring Pole, one in Quebec called Du Parquet, and they got a host of other projects in Canada that all together they have 13 million ounces of gold in the ground in Canada. So thank you to channel sponsors Fortuna and for First Mining Gold for making videos like this and all the other ones possible. You know, I own a bunch of the mid-size producers. I own a lot of Fortuna. I own a lot of First Mining Gold. I own some other ones as well. Brixton Metals, Treasury Metals, Great Pacific, which used to be Fosterville South, Suma Silver, Capitan, Dolly Varden, Silver Elephant, Silver Mountain, West Red Lake Gold, Gold Mining Inc., and a copper company called Calinex. All these companies are valued so cheaply that when you evaluate what you're getting for the dollars you put in, it's just an unbelievable value. Again, I'm not giving financial advice, right? I would have said the same thing a year ago. And a lot of these stocks have dropped by 30 or 40%. That's just the reality. The mining sector, what's created this great, what appears to be value opportunity, is a lot of pain on the backs of people like me who've held those stocks for the last year. Maybe you have too, right? I don't know. But again, I want to emphasize, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving financial advice. I'm just sharing with you my opinion and my experience. Now, speaking of which, I had some hate mail on another channel. I was going through the comments and somebody mentioned Ron's Basement, and I thought, oh, wow, that's great. Okay, somebody's talking about Ron's Basement, and people had some nice things to say, but one guy said, I'm a grift. Do you know what a grift is? A G-R-I-F-T? And I thought, well, maybe he misspelled that. But no, this grift is a real world. It's like a low-level scam artist, basically. And I just want to reiterate to you guys, the sponsors that I have, for which I'm very grateful, wonderful companies, are all companies, if it's a stock, if it's Fortuna or First Mining Gold, I have a lot of my own money invested in those companies. So I am eating my own cooking, okay? If it's PIMBEX, what I think is the best online bullion dealer, I love PIMBEX. I worked with them before they became a sponsor. I'm only going to present companies to you, businesses to you that I'm working with or that I have a vested interest in. I mean, as a stockholder of Fortuna and First Mining, I'm sort of an owner of the company, basically. I will never talk to you about anything that I don't believe in 100%. Does that mean I'll be 100% right? No, right? I mean, I'm human. I'm like anybody else. But I can look you in the eye and tell you I will never talk about any company, any product that I don't work with or believe in 150%. So I emailed that guy back and I said, I think you misspelled it. No, you meant to say gift? I don't think he thought that was too funny. And another guy, went off on this long rant about how I'll say one day $600 gold, one day $60 gold, one day $200, silver, $600 silver, $100 silver, whatever the case may be. Look, a lot of people say a lot of different things about the price of silver. And honestly, I think in my lifetime that I could see $6,000 silver. So like my mom used to always say, I bet your mom had some sayings that you heard from time to time, put that in your pipe and smoke it. But I always back up why I'm saying those numbers. And I do believe, right? I'm reticent to say $6,000 gold. I'm 53 years old. I do believe that if mathematics play out like the way I see them, and I'm not saying for sure, but I very much do believe that it's likely that in my lifetime, I could see $6,000 silver, right? And I'm not afraid to talk about it. I don't care. When you come on to these, it's my opinion. You're welcome to your opinion. What I don't like is when people say you're only saying that because you have some vested interest. And no, it's what I believe. I say it because I believe it. I believe that we could get $600 silver, $60 silver, $6,000. I mean, how can you not, when you look at what the facts present themselves as, see that there's like this huge, huge potential, in particular for silver. I love gold as well, but the potential for silver is just unbelievable. I was reading over some of the more recent data that one of you guys sent me about since, was it 2020? They're saying that so in 4 years that there's been 500 million ounces of silver taken off the LBMA, and I guess that maybe is combined with the COMEX. Like, we know that there's a big shortage of silver right now when you're comparing what's being mined to what's being consumed. We know that's the case. The $6 billion question is, where's the excess silver coming from? How much is there? And how long will that last? When does that run out? Now, the fact that we know that the amount of silver that has been sucked out of the warehouses of these major exchanges is kind of sort of roughly equal to the deficits that we've seen in the last 3 years in the silver market. Doesn't that indicate to us that a lot of that silver it came from the warehouses of the paper electronic exchanges, right? Where they've got contracts, futures contracts levered at like 28 to 1. The same thing is true in China on the Shanghai Gold Exchange. They've seen in the last couple of years the amount of what? Somebody gave me a super chat. In my lifetime, since 1945, silver has increased $22.10, while gold has increased by $1,989. Thank you, Metal Seer. And thank you for the super chats. Yeah, I know we have this bad habit of watching it every single day. I do, right? Not every hour. I've gotten better. I don't look at it as often as I used to. I have a question for you. During the week, when silver is trading, when gold is trading, how often do you find yourself, be honest, checking the silver price and the gold price? I've dropped down to 3x, 3 times a day. I'm just curious how many times you guys are finding yourselves checking on the silver price and the gold price. Oh, and I got an update for you on Costco. Silver, by the way. Big update on Costco silver every day. Yep, I'm 3 times a day. I would think, hey, Annie, good to see you, Annie Oakley. Thank you for being here. Everybody say thanks to Annie for moderating. It helps the live streams go smoothly. Welcome, Annie. Only one, probably 5, Patriot Paul. Yeah. Oh, maybe I'm a little more than 3, but nonetheless, right? Yeah, we love to check on our silver price. We had a great viewer who updated us that they had silver back in stock at Costco. Remember, they're selling tubes of American Silver Eagles at Costco. 20 per tube, right? Yeah, I think I got that. Yeah, 20 per tube. And they were selling them for, I don't know, $536, whatever. But so one of our great viewers, hold on here. What am I doing? Bear with me. Okay. This comes from our friend. I didn't ask him if I could divulge his info, so I'm just going to call him Big Tim. Ron and Susie. This experience I had to share with you, smiley face. I mentioned Costco had silver rolls, silver eagles back in stock earlier. I took cash and went to my local Costco here in a location that I won't disclose. They refused to take my cash since it was not in stock at the store. The manager recommended I buy a gift card and order it via their online app. So I gave him the exact cash and got the gift card. I immediately logged into their warehouse site and went to my cart where I had my pending order. When I chose to place the order and payment info, a red flag came up stating, "This product is out of stock again. We're sorry." On top of that, they don't give refunds for gift cards. Anyway, I wanted to share this crazy story as I figured you'd appreciate it. So now I'm sitting on $539 of Costco gift cards, wondering if or when they will be back in stock. It was over 2 months since they last had them available. Have an awesome weekend. Thank you, Big Tim. Thank you for that update. So Big Tim is stuck with a $539 Costco gift card. Then I'm doing the math in my head. That means Costco was selling American Silver Eagles for about $27 each, which is a very good price, very competitive price. So they sold out again. We know that Costco sold in their most recently ended 3-month quarter, $100 million worth of gold. How much silver? We are so interested to hear how much silver are they selling? I mean, let's face it, right now, here's the reality, guys. Here's the deal. Silver basement dwellers. I haven't even. Can we get to 100 thumbs up? This was a Snap live stream. Gosh darn it, I really want to ring that bell as a symbol of our camaraderie as basement dwellers. So find that button, please, and press it. We got 150 people here on a Saturday night before Super Bowl. Hey, welcome to the basement, Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. That's us. That's you. You're part of the group. Welcome to the group. Welcome to the family. We love to talk about silver, gold, and platinum. I saw Neil on here. That's Neil's old platinum bear on top of the PIMBEX box. Did I talk about PIMBEX? Thank you, PIMBEX, for sponsoring the channel as well, making videos and live streams like this possible. Yes, PIMBEX does have platinum, silver, and gold. Look, I worked with them before they sponsored the channel. I think I've made like 6 orders in the last year, 5 orders in the last year. Always have been very happy. I've always gotten the best price. That's key to me. Look, I'll tell you right now, the only reason that I talk about PIMBEX and I'm very grateful for their sponsorship, but is because I believe they're the best deal out there, the best value for your money. They have the best prices and the best service and what I think is ample or beyond ample selection. Okay, so if you need to figure that out for yourself, the only thing I would just recommend, you may want to consider, I'm not going to say should, you may want to consider next time you're shopping for gold, silver, or platinum, see what PIMBEX can do for you. And I think you'll find what I found. PIMBEX is best. You will get more metal for your money, not pay more money for the same exact amount of metal. You want to get the most metal you can for your money. The exact same thing you can get elsewhere at better prices. Okay. Yeah, so the situation at Costco is definitely something that we're going to keep a close eye on. Take 7 grams of scrap silver to make, hold on here, what's Dean Reedy saying? Take 7 grams of scrap silver to make 50 to 53 ounces of silver every 10 days in one cell. Thank you. Very interesting. Hello, Dr. Jekyll. Hello, Raven Neuvenmeyer. Good to see you guys. Debt, Raven says, debt is the currency of slaves. Okay. Silver is the currency of gentlemen, and gold is the currency of royalty. Isn't that the truth? I mean, if you go into debt, right? If you take on debt, you owe somebody future work. Just think, I like to say silver, right? Here's a 10-ounce bar. You guys want to see a little shiny? I like when the light reflects off it. Isn't that beautiful? That's beautiful. 10-ounce silver bar. I want you to think about this. This is critical as a precious metals investor. Okay? If you take out debt, you're basically borrowing against your future. And I'm not 100. I mean, I hate debt, but I understand mortgage debt. If it's a business and you're going to make more money off the debt, there's some exceptions, no doubt about it. But if you take out debt to go on a vacation, let's say, take out an $8,000 loan to go on a vacation, you are basically borrowing against and you're obligating yourself. You're enjoying now, right, what you're going to have to pay back later. You're going to have to provide work, basically, unless you inherit money or something in the future. You're indebted. You're enslaved, right? You're required to work. If right now you and me decide that we're going to go on a cruise together, right? So I put $4,000 on my credit card and you put $4,000 on your credit card and we go off and we have a great time for a week on a cruise ship. It's wonderful. We enjoy ourselves. That week is over, okay? Our enjoyment's over. Now we got to go back to our JOBSs, our jobs, right? But we now owe $4,000. And if we're making $1,000 a week, let's say, I'm making this very simple, we got to work for the next 4 weeks just to pay off what we've already enjoyed. We enslaved ourselves for 4 weeks. And that's a very simple way to look at it, but it's true, right? You borrowed $4,000, went on the cruise. The cruise is over, baby. Back to reality. No more buffets. No more bingo in the lobby. No more, whatever. All right. The cruise is over. Back to reality. Back to the salt mine. Yeah. You got to work. You've enslaved yourself, right? That's what debt is. This is the exact opposite, right? That's a 10-ounce silver bar. If I had 4 of them, which I don't, but if I did, imagine I had 4 10-ounce silver bars. Well, no, actually, it'd be more than that. 4 of them, we're going to say, would be about $1,000. So that'd be 16. Instead of taking out that $4,000 debt, we got 16 of these worth $4,000. I'm holding them here, right? That's a battery. That allows me that's the opposite. Instead of being obligated to do work, which is what debt puts you in, obligated to be a slave in the future. Instead, if you have 16 of these, right, same thing. Instead of $4,000 in debt, you got 6. Let's turn that around. We got to be a little fastidious. You got 16 of these. You have $4,000 of being able to require someone else to do work. You could pay somebody 2 of these to paint your house in the future. It's a battery. That's what the bald guy came up with that, and I love it. Bald guy money, right? This stores not electricity. This stores value. At some point, I guarantee it. Let me ask you a question. Do you think 10 years from now, this exact same, and I'll be sitting here because I'm going to put out a new piece of content every day for the rest of my life. And if you're a basement dweller, and you are when you're here, right, you're going to get to grow old with me. You're going to get sick of me. Trust me. I get sick of myself, but I want you to come back because you are the most important part of Ron's basement. There is no basement. This is not Ron Tube. They called it YouTube because of you. You're special. You're unique. You can contribute. We appreciate you. There's only one you. You're the apple of your mother's eye. You're appreciated and you're special. And when you're here, you're a basement dweller. Or you can, if you want to think about it as the Mr. Rogers neighborhood of gold and silver investors, you can do that as well. Nonetheless, please subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up. And thank you for the generosity of the super chats tonight. We are, Susie and I, running the family off this. So it goes a long way and it's super appreciated. Now let's get back to this, all right? That debt, or you could have this. 10 years from now, when I'm down here, and I'm going to have a bigger PIMBEX box, and maybe Fortuna Silver and First Mining Gold stocks have gone up 50 times by then. Don't make any financial decisions based on anything I'm saying. But nonetheless, this 10 years from now, right, I'll be 63. I bet you're probably like 30, so you'll be 40. 10 years from now, this will have at least the same value. The same guy that I could give this to paint my shutters on my house right now, 10 years from now, I could give to some other guy to paint shutters on my house. If this was $200 paper bills and a 50, and I was holding it out here in front of you, teasing you with it 10 years from now, the guy might say, I'll paint one of your shutters for $250. Who knows, right? Who knows what could happen in 10 years? So, yes, silver is the currency of gentlemen, gold the currency of kings. But to me, the biggest difference there is between the group of the gold and the silver and the slave who gets themselves in debt. You know, I mean, the system is set up to get you in debt. I try to teach this to my kids. Are you teaching this to your kids and your grandkids? I try to teach my kids, don't go, the whole system is brainwashed these kids. I mean, that they got, go to college, get in debt. Think about a kid. What are we telling our kids? Go to college, get yourself $100K in student loan debt, okay, so that you can then work to pay off the debt. And I know the whole theory that if you have a college degree, you're going to make more money, but there's a lot of, let's say, suspicion surrounding that theory now. It's not quite as applicable as it maybe was 20 or 30 years ago. Don't get in debt. I try to tell my daughters that's the big thing. Don't get yourself into debt. But if you just go with the flow in the United States and you're a kid now, we got to help these kids, right? Yeah, go to college, get yourself $100K in debt. You can even get credit cards when you're in college. And then you can have another 15 or 20K in credit card debt when you graduate. Don't forget, then you got to go on a trip to celebrate, another 5K. And then, you got to get an apartment. You can't, there's no way, maybe you can afford to live in an RV in your parents' driveway, but you're not going to be able to afford a house or a condo anymore, right? Oh, but then you got to get a car loan. And the average car loan now is going for what? $1,000 or a lot of them, people are paying $1,000 a month. The whole system is it just me? Or if you take a step back and if you listened to what the school system were to teach you and then go through life with kind of what the average person does, that a lot of people are in debt for their entire life. And they're slaves, basically, always trying to pay off the debt and then more debt and then more debt and never get ahead of the game. This gives you an opportunity to get a little bit ahead of the game. Hey, we need 3 more thumbs up. Guys, can we do it? If we get 3 more thumbs up, I'm going to ring that bell. I hope you enjoyed and I know it's kind of dry material, okay? It's not, the world, but just to see how undervalued the mining stocks are right now and how screwed up the relations are in the market right now. The S&P 500 at 5,000, right? Gold near an all-time high. The mining stocks at an all-time low. I mean, none of it really, really makes sense. I'm going to ring the bell 10 times. Listen. That's for 100 thumbs up. I got to get upstairs. The girls are screaming at me. They're hungry. Thank you for being here. As always, thank you for being part of Ron's Basement. You are the most important part. Have a great Super Bowl Sunday, okay? And I'm going to look forward to seeing you soon, you basement dweller. Take it easy. Bye-bye.